Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we got as far as the... Use your words, Doctor. We got as far as the top of the stone tower, and we unlocked a soaring point at the top, but then we didn't have enough time, so we've come back to the first day. So, I'm going to do some kind of stocking up before we continue. So, the first thing I'm going to do is head to West Clock Town over here, and to a shop we've not been to before. This middle shop, in between the Curiosity Shop and the Bomb Shop, is the Trading Post. This is very useful for just buying miscellaneous crap. And amongst the useful things here, I am going to buy arrows. I'm going to buy a lot of arrows, because you don't start with any arrows on the first day and it's irritating. So that's handy enough, and now I'm going to grab that 100 quid in East Clock Town that's always there, and I'll see you in East Clock Town around 3 in the morning. So, in order to do this, you need to have the Romani mask, because you need entrance to the Latte Milk Bar. It technically opens like 10, I'm doing this a bit later for something I'll talk about later on. What we need to do here is talk to the barman, and you still have to have your Romani mask on for this, and we can have a drink. He says, what'll it be? And we can either buy regular milk or Chateau Romani for 200 rupees. This is very useful. Your bottle was filled with Chateau Romani. Drink it to replenish all of your magic power and make it last. Swirl it around with your tongue to enjoy its flavour to the fullest. Its effects will last until you travel back in time. What does that mean specifically? Well, let's find out if we neck a bottle of Chateau Romani. Also, I love this music. Our magic meter has filled up completely, it's completely healed us, and it's turned our magic meter blue. What that means is we have unlimited magic. Crucially, we only have it for this cycle, so until we next play the Song of Time, we have unlimited magic. It's expensive, but it's useful in a lot of general situations and some specific ones. Over the course of Stone Tower Temple, we will be using a lot of magic, and magic is crucial for several parts of it. To run out is incredibly irritating, so nice and easy to just wipe back to the dawn of the first day, neck a bottle of Chateau Romani, and then not have to worry about magic for the entirety of the temple, because there's two major parts which you need a lot of magic for. So, with that, time to head into the temple itself. But how to get over there? Of course, we have one final switch puzzle. So we start with this one on the left. Then the one in the center brings that one in. No, it's not even that one. We've got to bring the right-hand one in first. There is an order to do this. Basically, it's too time-consuming to show you why you have to do it this way, because in order to show that, you have to place statues on all of the switches and then see, hey, wait, look, it doesn't work, and that's just not worth it. And then the final one just slots into place there, and we leave a statue in here. And once again, remember to take the Goron mask off, otherwise you will not successfully hop over here and make a real nincompoop of yourself. And with that, time to enter the Stone Tower Temple. There's a nice red jewel above the door. I do like the look of that. So alongside its great music, Stone Tower Temple just has a really cool design. It's got a lot of quite spooky architecture, and just the way it is designed, which you'll appreciate more next episode than this episode, is just fantastic. For now, we need to start off with, there is an eye switch in this thing's eye, which looks weirdly like it's got a Majora-y kind of look, hasn't it? That creates a chest. So this dungeon tests you in a lot of ways. How to get over there? I think you can technically hop from that end, but the most easy way to do it... What the? That shouldn't be possible. The most easy way to get over there is actually to grapple over it. This dungeon relies to a certain extent on you figuring out some stuff the game hasn't told you so far. The game's never told you can grapple onto a chest, and you technically haven't had to do it yet. But we can just grab it there, and it is a stray fairy, a bright yellow one. And firstly, two things about this dungeon. Number one, every single stray fairy is in chests. You'll have no luck with the fairy's mask of sucking them in anywhere. Next, you will notice, if you look on the visualizer... Actually, well, I'll just go into this room first and explain this first. So, we've got a bomb door here, which you... Oh, I was going to try and be cheeky with a real bomb chew. But I'm out of bombs, and I forgot this completely the last time I ran out of bombs and went back and got some. I have the blast mask, which is great. But basically, firstly, note there's a chest on the ceiling there. We'll come back to that later. And for now, we've got 4 switches we need to press. So we've got to put this block on the one over there, and then Elegy of Emptiness on the rest. So I'll do that while I'm talking. If you look on the visualizer, underneath the heart container in the top right, you will see underneath are 4 great fairies. Well, 4 stray fairies that represent the stray fairy from Clocktown, the one from the swamp, the one from the mountain, and the one from here. One from the ocean. The one from here doesn't seem to have a spot for it on there. There is absolutely still a stray fairy side quest in this dungeon that you have to do, and it does absolutely give you a reward. If anything, it gives you a reward that's more useful than the others in a lot of ways. But importantly, this reward has its own, like, sprite. The reason I used the oh, you didn't use my brain, did I? The reason I used the images of the stray fairies there is because things like the spin attack, the double magic meter, they don't have an icon in game. I did that right, didn't I? There we go. They don't have an icon in game. They just are. Link just kind of goes, hey, when he gets them. So I use those to replace it, but Symmetry of 4 is easier than Symmetry of 5, and this final one very much does have an icon. So that's why that's gone on with the visualizer, in case you were wondering. You'll notice this final switch is a chonky switch, and can only be activated by Goron Link, which means it can only be weighed down by Goron Link's husk. With all of them on, the door opens. The trick is to look behind that bomb wall and use the block on the switch in order to stop it, because that's basically the gate. This is when sometimes you only needed to use 3 so far in actually climbing the stone tower. So I think that point is the point at which you're supposed to try the Deku one and realize, hey, wait, it's too light to put down the switches, which is a nice little bit of game design. There's a lot of that in Stone Tower. But what we want to do here is first off kill this dragonfly because they're irritating, and why are you like this? I wish I hadn't said that. Ooh, bombs. That would have been useful a while ago. Actually, you know what? I can still use a bomb on this anyway, just from the blast mask. Blow up that little bit there. Actually, don't want to go down there for now. That's just to let light downstairs. We can walk downstairs manually. And we got some irritating enemies to fight. So, these little statues are not everything they seem. You touch them, and they will fight you. This is an Armos. Easiest way to fight it is give it a smack in the face with Goron Link's Fire Punch. Oh, they just killed each other with the explosion. Excellent. These ones in here, you literally have to fight with Goron Link, because no other form of Link is going to have a good time going into this lava. With them down, you'll notice there's a sunblock in front of us, and now there's light coming in from upstairs. That wouldn't have been there had we not bombed that patch. So we can now obviously reflect that onto the block. And our reward for that is more Armos. So, that was nearly a silly move from me. Of course, only Goron Link can, walk through lava successfully. With both of these killed, we can open up this crate. Firstly, this is a chest. Secondly, they're still fucking around behind me. But this gets us... Were his eyes really weird for a moment there? You're going to have to check that on the footage, Doctor. But yes, this gives us the dungeon map. If we... Ow. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. If we kill all of the Armos, then another chest appears, and you have to kill all the Armos for this. This is a relatively easy one to miss, except for the fact that it's crucial. There's a fair few of these. So this chest contains a small key. And there are a lot of well-hidden keys in the Stone Tower Temple, which you have to really be on the eye out for. Anyway, I've actually forgotten something downstairs. Where is it? Oh, please don't tell me the Armos about... Oh no, nothing you ever have to kill for a pointer's back. Yeah, if you look at the map, generally, I won't bother bringing the actual screen up, but you'll see Stone Tower Temple is not huge. That's what makes its puzzling quite clever, because it's actually physically quite a small laid-out dungeon. Anyway, if we hop up here, then there is a chest which contains, you can probably guess by now, a stray fairy. There are a fair few of them around because they are all in chests. The other interesting thing about Stone Tower is because Ikana Canyon doesn't have a transformation mask, this one makes you use all 3. And it's quite cool for that, I must admit. It's nearly going to be tomorrow, and I want to fish up here. So I'm going to be swapping between the 3 masks quite a lot, actually. Because I'm actually going to put the Deku mask on there as well, because we need that in just a bit. What we want to do is hop over here. There we go, morning of the second day. Bags of time remain. Wonderful. If we hop up... Oh, there we go. I love the controls of Zora Link, as ever. So, got a few things there. We've got a switch to get to. There's that weird statue thing on that bridge, which we'll get to later. And you've got this switch here. We can't do much with this switch for now, but we can turn it on, and it'll be useful later. I'll also try and grab that 20 quid while it's there. Come on, double cutters. Nope, that didn't work. I didn't hit either of my targets. Oh, can I hit both at the same time? Nope, I can absolutely thread the noodle again between them, though. That'd be pretty cool. That beam-mouse can't actually shoot you here, you're fine. But it can just get mad at you. That makes a chest appear on the other side, which we can't get for fucking ages, but you'll be thankful you got it now. If you're not careful in this dungeon, you can end up doing a lot of backtracking. Obviously, I know what I'm doing, and I've got notes, so I'll be able to hopefully make everything the first time. You can either try and do a fancy fish jump onto this one, like out of the water, like a porpoise jump, or you can just hop over as Deku. Remember, Deku Link has that, and Deku Link is still occasionally useful. And that makes another chest appear, but this one's gold. So, these kind of gilded red and gold chests will never have strafe areas in, so you know. So if you see one of these, you know it is technically important for progression. I think these always have something useful in, like a dungeon map or a compass, or in this case, a small key. Wonderful. Now, what we actually need to do is underwater. This, again, is a missable key, because you might go underwater and then just be like, hey, over here by this Dexy hand, looks like this is where we're supposed to go. And it is, but you will have a bad time if you go straight through there. I was trying to use my barrier, damn it. Nice thing about the old Chateau Romani as well is I can do the fancy fish swimming indefinitely. There we go. Got him. Because, obviously, you need magic to do that swimming, but I have unlimited magic, which is really handy. Oh, dear. Oh, we saw something we weren't supposed to see there. It's like that film with Matt Damon. What's it called? The Adjustment Bureau, that's it. Anyway, what I want to do in this room is head right down to the bottom and do some killing. So, there are these things again. Oh, yeah, I can pretty much just rinse everything with my electric barrier because I don't have to really worry about it anymore. You've got some of these things here, which are just a mild irritant and a switch to hit. Confusingly, that makes a chest appear under the water on the ceiling, and again, we will get to that later. So what we actually have to do really here is swim back up to the surface, but I'm just wanting to press that switch for later on in the old dungeon, and head out onto this bridge. So, here we have a mirror. So we already can kind of guess what's going to go on with this, but if we take off the fish mask, shine light on a mirror, maybe not what you think happens. As you point the mirror shield at it, it starts glowing. It'll only stop when you let go. The longer you charge it for, the longer it will last itself and give you enough time to move around and reflect the light. I know that's not exactly how mirrors work, it's kind of charging up, but it's bloody useful here. Anyway, this is handy because this gets us, I guess it's a real bomb chew amongst other things, but... Oh, he's stuck in the top of the chest, that's weird. That gives us the compass. And here you'd be kind of... no, you don't want to go through there. Yeah, this is where Stone Tower gets confusing. We actually want to go through this locked door on the other side of this. You wouldn't have this key unless you'd already gone further through the fish room and got that one that I decued over to the switch. It's a confusing dungeon, but it is a good bit of design. These we haven't actually seen for a while. We haven't seen them since Snowhead, which of course means bust out the old Darmani III and crack through them. Oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. Stop, man. What are you doing? Oh, Black Bow's also not seen them in a while. So, with those sorted out, what we want to do here is... You've got a series of mirrors and things to do with them. So this first one is relatively straightforward. So we want to charge the mirror on the right as much as possible. You'll notice they got even the mirror shield is above them, and that indicates how much charge is in them, by how much that's glowing. Kill that bow, and then move over here and hit that block. There's actually other things I want to do first, but it's cool that we've done that. What I want to do here is use this one. And now that's actually made two things appear. Well, first off, it's made that chest there appear for obvious reasons. Well, not for obvious reasons, it just was obvious we saw that. Behind this other block here, though, is... Oh, a Nejiron! I forgot about you, didn't I? Oh, agabugger. Oh, well. Yeah, either way. This is a chest which also contains another stray fairy. We're up to 4. Now, this is a nice little thing. The stone mask actually has many functions outside of Druida's Fortress. Nothing notices you at all if you're wearing a stone mask, including black bows. The black bows in this room with what I'm about to do can be a real fucking irritant. The stone mask is very handy here to just make them not be a problem, because we gotta do a series of these glowy things. So we gotta charge up this one here first, so watch the eyes on top of it to see how charged it is. That's looking pretty good. And I think that's about as good as they get. Now you move straight over and charge this next one. And the angle is difficult on that. And obviously you can only ever get most of your charge from one into the next one. And then you have to move over again. And it's difficult to... the timing is precise on it. As in, you don't have a huge deal of wiggle room. So let's try again from the top. You basically want to charge this first one up to full beans, then get straight into this one and charge that next one for the entire duration that you can. We've not got a lot of time there. Oh, that's not ideal. Right, and then finally onto the sun. Yes, good. Okay, that was much easier than it often is, actually. Through here. Looks like there's going to be useful stuff, but there isn't. Well, I mean, okay, I'm never going to say no to 20 quid. And can you guess what's going to be in the other crate? It is another 20 quid. Excellent. But that's just baubles and distractions. We really want to be through here to get one of the more irritating fairies in the dungeon. So, you'll see it's lava on the floor. And lava should always say one thing to you, which is Goron up and hop into the lava. Because it normally means something which they want you to do as Goron. So, at the bottom here, we've got two processes we've got to do here. We've got to hit this switch and then we've got to get over to another switch quickly. So, pound the switch. And so some fire went down on the other side of the room, and with that down, we can get around here, and you have to be pretty quick on this. And there's your button. We got slightly longer than I had there, but not a lot. That then opens a chest up there. Once again, this is a recurring theme of the Stone Tower Temple. We cannot get that chest yet. And it is a recurring theme, and it makes it a much more complex dungeon, because it's like often you'll make a chest appear, but you won't be able to get it yet, and you'll have to remember and figure out where it is and come back around to it later. So it keeps you on your toes, certainly. Now we can do what we're actually supposed to do in this room, which should be obvious, which is glide as Deku Link and use these twisters to get around. Though actually not doing that yet, because we want to go over here, because there's two things over here. There are finances, which is always great. And also, there is a chest, which contains our 5th Stray Fairy. Now, if I'm clever here... Oh, yes, if you fall into the twister, he does bring out his flower automatically. You don't have to be shot from a Deku Leaf, necessarily. Not Deku Leaf, Deku Flower. Deku Leaf is Wind Waker, though this is obviously very similar in concept to the Deku Leaf. This one's going to be close. Oh, there we go. They do always charge you up. Here is the chest that we made earlier as Goron Link. 4 quid, excellent. So this gets us another Stray Fairy. And now I am going to grab that, because this is useful for what's in this room. And time to fight the first mini-boss of Stone Tower Temple. Introducing the Garrow Master. You can't fight him like a ordinary Garrow. Ordinary, apparently. Just dodge those swords. Yeah, if you do the usual Garrow trick of shield against him, like he'll do that attack, he just bounces off. What you've got to do is actually dodge him. Get physically out of the way. Oh, he's hopped up into the fucking ceiling. There we go. There's your chance. It's all really about dodging his moves rather than directly countering them. So you've either got to... Oh, he's fucked off again. Yeah, if he hops into the ceiling for any reason, just keep moving and then he'll land somewhere more appropriate. There's your chance again. Easy mini-boss, especially if you use jump strikes with a gilded sword, but just he fights like a slightly more unusual Garrow. To think I could be defeated. Although you were my rival, you were spectacular. I shall take my final bow by opening my heart and revealing my wisdom. If you shoot that which burns with a sacred golden light in the glowing red try that again. If you shoot that which burns with a sacred golden light into the glowing red emblem outside the temple, the world shall be rearranged so that the earth is born in the heavens and the moon is born of the earth. Do not forget these words. Die I shall, leaving no corpse. That is the lore of the Garrow. Doesn't leave a corpse, but does leave something bloody handy. Again, to continue the theme of the dungeon items so far, we've got the hero's bow, got the fire arrows, got the ice arrows, and so, of course, the dungeon item of the Stone Tower Temple is the light arrow. Set it to power up your arrows with magic. The light arrow, shining the sacred light of justice, resides in these arrows. Aim true to slay evil and light the way. These are very powerful and have a lot of useful functions. They also require a shit ton of magic to use. This is why one of the two reasons why the Chateau Romani is bloody helpful to have, because now we have unlimited magic, so the only thing limiting our usage of light arrows is arrows, and we've got 50 of them, so that's bloody handy, and we're going to hold the episode there. So thank you very much for watching. We've come to the Stone Tower Temple and started working our way through it. Next episode, we'll be using our light arrows and following what the Garo Master said about the red emblem near the entrance and some poetic shit that goes with that. Thank you very much, and good day.